Hey y'all, this is Matt Pridgeon, and I call this Righteous, Not Wrecked. The problem with Job is that he was a righteous man. He was healthy, wealthy, and wise. His quiver was full of thriving children who loved the Lord. He had it all. Yes, he was righteous, but there was something missing. Jesus said, "Those who are well have no need of a physician," Matthew 9, verse 12. Job was certainly in that boat. But then the storm came, and everything was lost in a moment. His health, his wealth, and even his children, who represented his hope of passing his name and blessing on to the next generation. Job didn't curse God, he didn't turn from God, but as he sat in his ruined state, something was not quite right. Not until God appeared and revealed himself in an entirely new way. Why didn't God show up to Job before disaster struck? Why didn't he appear to Moses prior to spending 40 years in the wilderness? Why didn't he promote Joseph from the field instead of from the prison? Why did he leave Jonah inside that smelly fish for 72 hours? Why the testing? Why the stripping? I don't pretend to know God's ways entirely, but I do know one thing. There must be a tearing down before there's a building up. There is always a sanding before the painting. It's what makes the paint stick. God doesn't waste his encounters. He wants them to hit home. We may only have one or two God encounters of the magnitude of Job 38 in our lifetime. Who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Job 38:2. Yes, the problem with Job is that he was righteous, but not yet wrecked. He had not been brought to the end of himself in a way that he could see God the way he did after the priming of his soul. Listen to Job's answer to the Lord after his divine encounter in Job 42, 1-6. Then Job answered the Lord and said, "I know that you can do all things, and that no purpose of yours can be thwarted. Who is this that hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore I have uttered what I did not understand, things too wonderful for me which I did not know. Hear, and I will speak. I will question you, and you make it known to me. I had heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. Therefore I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes." Have we ever approached God in this way? Job was righteous, but there was something of his pride and self-sufficiency that had to be dislodged in order for God to have his way in him. Why? I've decided not to trouble myself with things too great and too marvelous for me. Psalm 131:1. But the eternal truth still remains. God's ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. So if you're in the priming, if you're in the stripping, if you're in the dying to self, where you're taking up your cross each day and wondering if you will even make it to bedtime, take heart. There's an encounter coming. There's a moment in time that will make the struggle look like a light momentary affliction compared to the eternal weight of glory that is to come. 2 Corinthians 4:17. And in that moment, it will all be worth it.